I'm going to show you the best AI models for real estate agents. Right now, there's dozens of tools and apps with new being added to the market every single day, and it's hard to know what is best for what use case. Some are good for writing, some are good for research, and some are just hype. And if you pick the wrong one for the wrong use case, wrong tool for the wrong job, you're wasting your time, money, and opportunities to grow your business. So we're going to be ranking these 3 top AI models across 6 ideal categories to find out which one is the best for real estate agents, or more specifically, what are the best use cases for each model for real estate agents. So let's start with ease of use and learning curve. I kind of bundled these together because if the model is hard to understand and the ramp up time it's obtuse and you're not able to get the answers what you want in a quick and succinct fashion, don't care how good the product is or the response quality, you're never going to want to use it. And as far as ease of use goes, well, when it comes to ChatGPT, it's really, at this point, I would say, the leader of the pack, even though all 3 are pretty good. Super easy to use. It's got a very clean, the mobile app is excellent. It is formatted in that kind of search bar way that's easy to identify. You just type in your question, whether you're on desktop or mobile, and you're good to go. Much is to be said the same for Claude as well. Super user-friendly, mobile app is solid. Some visual tweaks from ChatGPT in terms of where like your responses are located. Claude on desktop, they're underneath the search bar. ChatGPT is on the side. And Gemini, same thing. Super clean, super simple. Google makes it so you can expect a pretty easy level of understanding when it comes to using it for the first time. Where I'll say that ChatGPT pulls ahead of all 3 of these though, isn't in its onboarding new users, it's that it can be as shallow or deep as you need the product to be. ChatGPT, you can jump in there and type in, how do I make chocolate cake, right? It'll give you a recipe. But you could also go into the back, access the API, make your own agents, connect it with make.com. It can be as complicated as you need it to be to yield some really great results. Whereas Claude and Gemini can do the same, but not as easily if you wanted to ramp that up. So I would say for that category, ChatGPT wins. Well, what about response quality, especially in the real estate context? Because you want to understand that the information you're getting is accurate and what type of information is best suited to each model. So when it comes to ChatGPT, that's going to be your great all-arounder. It's got a great natural tone. It's great for short listing descriptions and emails, especially if you give it a great prompt. If you want a prompt for listing descriptions or anything like that, super easy. Just head on over into the BAMX school and you can grab them there, drop it in, have a whole video training on how to have it run your listings. But for short, minimal, natural tone, ChatGPT is great with very little training. It's also got the projects feature where you can upload a bunch of documents and it can kind of emulate your tone over time. Let's say if you wanted to write something a little bit longer, however, well, that's really where Claude comes in, because for a strong long form writing, like long blogs or really in-depth LinkedIn posts, I would turn to Claude for something like that because it is just better at creative copywriting. But if you wanted to something that was a little bit more SEO driven, well, that is where I would use Gemini 1.5 Pro. Obviously, Google is a search engine, so it is great at running heavy SEO, fact-driven writing. But what about content creation, right? In general, what I would say is ChatGPT is great for client-facing scripts. It's great for ad copy. And like I said before, it's great for listings. It's also, with the most recent update, fantastic at generating images. This, I would say, puts ChatGPT head and shoulders above the other 2 when it comes to content creation power, because it can make thumbnails so easily for you, it's not even funny. But what about Claude? And you're starting to see a theme here where Claude is great for more professional, long-form, technical-based writing, whereas ChatGPT is great at more of a social media and ad copy on short-form voice. But what about Gemini? Gemini is great for SEO blogs and Google-driven content. So even if I was writing like a description for my Google My Business page, I would use Gemini because it's going to be best geared towards that. But we are in real estate, so what about local real estate knowledge and search integration? Well, ChatGPT can browse sites like Zillow if you're a user. If you're an agent, you can also use it to look up stats about your local area and town pretty quickly using the deep research feature. It's really cool to see. When we turn to Claude, we can see that it browses live pages, but at a much slower pace. The GPT-4o model is blazing fast, and it's what I would recommend most real estate agents use. Again, we kind of see the theme here being that ChatGPT is your great all-arounder. Claude has a more narrow use case, but still good at most things. And Gemini is in third place as well. And speaking of for Gemini, it's best for raw browsing and search capabilities via Google. I would say at this point, if you want local real estate context, ChatGPT is your best bet using their deep research feature. Now, if I'm an agent, well, what do I use all of these for, Bobby? Give me the elevator pitch for which one I should be looking at. Well, if I'm using ChatGPT, that's going to be great for creating really polished listing descriptions, ad or reel scripts, and emails fast. You can also use it to research and browse local market data using the deep research feature, but this is kind of your quick and dirty model for creating copy line. If you wanted something a little bit more in-depth, like buyer's guides, seller's guides, listing packets, something that's really expansive in terms of what is being written, that's where I would turn to Claude's 100%. And finally, Gemini. If I wanted like stats and blog posts, more SEO heavy content, I would turn to there. Final thing we got to look at for everybody here is what is the best price to value for each one of these. So ChatGPT is $20 a month, and I would say it's the best deal overall. Cancel your Netflix subscription. You'll get way more growth in your business spending that $20 a month on ChatGPT. There's also a $200 a month tier. I personally don't subscribe to that. There are very few use cases I can imagine that I would recommend for people to subscribe to the $200 a month tier. So the base tier, get it paid, you're good to go. Claude is $20 to $50 a month, and that's depending on the tier there. Again, the disparity between the $20 and the $200 on ChatGPT is bigger than the $20 to $50 on Claude, but you're getting a lot more value at that $20 price point. And finally, Gemini. It's free to use for basic as well as all of these, but you're going to want to pay for all of the features, including uploading documents, doing research, doing projects. All of these, you should be paying for the paid one. Gemini, that being said, the price is on par with ChatGPT, but to me, ChatGPT is the one that A, most people are gonna use, B, it has the most funding behind it currently, and because of that, it is coming out with new features to market constantly. For example, the new image generation, the task list feature that ChatGPT put in there. All agents, I would say, should be using some mixture of all three of these, depending on the use case like we discussed. However, for most use cases, to me, I think ChatGPT is the best bang for your buck and will get you the farthest, the quickest. And once you're ready to drill down on bigger projects that require more specific use, then I would turn to Claude and Gemini. So there you have it. I hope that answers your question. If you have any specific questions about any of these models, drop them in the comments below and I'll be happy to answer them. And if you like this video and if you want more videos like this on how you as a real estate agent can grow your business faster and more efficiently using AI, then hey, guess what? Watch this video right here, because this video right here, the one I'm holding in my hands right here that I'm gonna put in post, that's the one that YouTube thinks is going to give you the most value next. Take care of yourselves. We'll talk again real soon.